I have figured out the problem. Alrighty. I read this all the time. People say, and I'm not going to take the credit for this. I'm going to give the man the credit, the one that pointed this out to me. The governor on this 230 won't satisfy me. It won't real responsive, and it won't satisfy me. So I took it apart. I took it off. I found two problems. All right. I read this all over the place. I rebuilt my governor, and I put new bushings, and I put new this, and I rebuilt the whole thing, and it's still not working. Well, that's probably because you did what I was getting ready to do. I was getting ready to do this myself. You see, it's still smoke coming out of it. And the reason there's still smoke coming, I'm going to catch the smoke coming out of that thing. See the smoke? Well, that's because I just got done heating this spring to get that plunger out. See, it still won't plunge. See that? All right, let me go ahead and I'm going to show you how it's supposed to on another one. This is another one that I have. Because look, I got that 2444 I'm using for parts. Same set of weights and everything. See how that's supposed to do? How springy that's supposed to do? This one was stuck also. This one was stuck. But this one is stuck as the bad as one in that 230. I wiggled this one on out with a pair of pliers. This one was stuck also. And I was putting it back together, and the thrust bearing in the 230 fell clean apart, and I thought sure that was the problem. And Nick Bland Farms, I had him on the phone. He's like, how does your he called the name of your spring looks? I like, what spring you talking about? I couldn't figure out what spring he was talking about, because I thought the spring it is two springs that I knew of. That's that one, and then it's that bumper spring down here in the bottom. It's a bumper spring down in the bottom that's under this acorn nut, and that keeps you you tighten that down to keep your keep the RPM smooth, where they're going and get it so keep it loping bad. That'll help take some of the lope out. I knew that spring was in there, and I knew that spring was there. I said, "Oh, what spring are you talking about?" He says, "Another spring," and I couldn't figure out what he's talking about. Unless you take this plunger out, you don't know it's in there. See, there it is. And this spring, this goes in like this, and basically it sets against this. This goes in like that. So it sets down, and then your thrust bearing rides on these fingers. And it sets down in this back, in that little spot back in the back. See where it sits in there? So between that thrust bearing, but I guarantee you this is the problem why people say my governor still don't work after I fully rebuilt it. Because it's a pretty simple deal. More throttle you give it, the more these fingers come out to bring it down. You get it. You're just spinning around and around. But anyway, make sure you check this spring and make sure it's not froze. Mine's frozen completely up. And check your thrust washer. I don't think this play, because look, I'm gonna tell you something. This thing here has got a little bit of play in it, but this thing has got a full throttle. So if you have any problem with your throttle, it's gonna probably be that spring in the back. That's your, I guess that we call you be your mainspring. Make sure you check this plunger and make sure it's working, because this one was stuck and the other one over there was stuck also. Both of these were stuck. And check your thrust, your thrust bearing. I'll get a clip on how it goes back together in just a second. See how that? I got him plunging now. All right, my thrust bearing done fell completely apart. So that's probably why I didn't have no idle, because the thing was, it won't keeping the slack up to push it back. But all it does, this one's got a plastic one on it. The other one I had for parts had a metal one, so I'm gonna put the plastic one back in this one. But that's all it does. It sets there like this. Make sure that thing is plain, it's spongy. And as long as you don't turn nothing, your engine's gonna stay in time. But if you do turn it, you can just catch it back up at the distributor. Does that make any sense? All right, well, thanks for watching. Make sure your plunger's working and your thrust bearing. All right, I'm just gonna put this on here just in case someone has one and is wondering. All right, this is a 230 seat box. That's the one that had that forward seat mounted to it. So I need to change the whole box. Because for long, that was gonna throw me for a ride I ain't wanna go on. All right. I don't see no new boxes for a 200 or a Super C. This is for the fast hitch bracket that goes through on a Super C and a 200. All right, I'm gonna leave that on there because I have the entire fast hitch that I may put on this tractor one day. It depends on how good this hitch works out, and if I change it, I'll get the bracket on it. All right. The biggest difference is you're gonna have to, your hoses on a Super C and a 200, they went under the seat to come back here to the hydraulic cylinder. Where on the 230, they ran beside the seat, and the block is mounted there on the side of it. So, and this channel goes under it to keep your tools from falling out. I'm gonna put that back under the seat, but I'm gonna leave my hoses and hydraulic block where they at. So the hydraulic block on the Super C and 200, it's on the front of the seat. On the 230, it's on the side of the seat. So I'm gonna have to drill the two holes for that. And your light on a Super C and 200 is mounted to the top of the transmission frame. And on the 230, it's mounted on the actual side of the seat box. So I'm just getting ready to drill them holes now. I'm gonna drill these two holes here to mount my light back to. That's what I'm getting ready to work on now. So when I set it up there, my hose is already in there. But I got a scrap 200. That's why I changed the whole entire box and all. But make sure you look at the worst, you had to drill the holes in it. They sell these new boxes, but most of them boxes look like it's for a regular seat without the fast hitch, without this hole in it. So if at the worst, you had to drill the holes for these brackets because these rust out. That's where they sell replacements, and they're not cheap. You'd probably be better off to get one out, a good one like I got here out of a salvage yard, because especially if you got a fast hitch, you got to drill the holes and all that stuff, because them seats are like $300. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll get a video up here when it's assembled and ready to ride. Well, this is a chance you take on buying antique stuff been parked a long time. I don't know if that one, these are not freeze plugs, they're called something else. But these are the old style that you knock and then you brad the edges down so they don't come back out. Evidently, that's this one. I got that, I drilled a hole in this one and got the lip of the slide hammer right there behind it and tapped it out. But and that's got a lip there. I'm gonna put those freeze plugs back in it, this style here. Put some sealant around and put them in there. It's like 1 5/8 on a 2 inch. Had the thing going along good. That's why you ain't seen no more videos on it. Had it going along good, and the freeze plug blew at the back of the block, fell on the ground. The 2 inch one, the big one there. Fell right on the ground, out through the clutch inspection hole. Had to split her again. But anyway, stay tuned. I'm gonna show you what else I've done to this thing too. I've had it pulled apart. Well, we're back together once again. I put an extra set of wheel weights on it. I had these wheel weights laying here. I just put it on there. These tractors always, this and the 140 Super A, all them, they always run out of traction before they run out of engine power. And this one got a few more horsepower than a 140 got, so I already had that problem. So we're gonna put the extra set of weights I had on there. And let's see here, what if we put the seat on there, got the headlights working. Got the LED bulbs in there. Got the seat all mounted on there like it's supposed to. That's a Super C seat, but I got a Super C hitch too. So it'll work good if I want to change the hitch. I can put the Super C hitch on there. It's got the brackets on it already for it. But I'm gonna add that video clip in here too on how you do that. Got the carburetor right, got it idling good. Went through the governor, and I might put that in this clip too. Yeah, I'll put all it together one piece. The governor thrust bearing was stuck, but it's also a spring plunger in there that was stuck also, and the bearing was bad, and that spring plunger was stuck. It was stuck to the point I had to heat it to get it loose. But we back together again. They replaced them freeze plugs. That's what I brought in here. I split it to replace them freeze plugs. While I had it in here, I went through the governor, got the thing where the idle, did the headlights, did the wheel weights, did the seat. So all I gotta do now is just change the grill, change out that grill up here, and we'll be ready for put some paint on that thing. I fixed this hood and the grill, and clean everything up, and everything will be ready for some paint. This thing is tuning here now. It's sounding right there now. We're gonna take it for a little spin and see what happens. But anyway, we're back in action.